Hi everyone, Andy Miller here again from Calvary Church in Claremorris. Thanks for joining us again for another wee series about the things that Jesus said that He is. In John chapter 10 and verse 11 through to verse 15, Jesus said, "I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand is not the shepherd who owns the sheep. So when he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and scatters it. The man runs away because he is a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father. I lay down my life for the sheep." Okay, so these are the sheep in the field. And this is the shepherd. The shepherd owns the sheep. The shepherd cares about the sheep. He loves the sheep. And whenever the wolf comes along to try and get at the sheep, the shepherd goes after him, puts himself between the wolf and the sheep, and chases the wolf away so that it can't get near the sheep. But this is the hired hand, and he's just brought in because the shepherd's on holiday, and he doesn't really care that much about the sheep. He's just getting paid to look after them. So whenever the wolf comes along to eat the sheep, well, the hired hand, he runs away, and he leaves the wolf to eat the sheep because he's not going to put his life in danger to look after the sheep because he doesn't really care about them. Have you ever been let down by somebody that you trusted? Maybe somebody in charge, somebody you thought that would look after you and protect you, and they let you down. Could be a teacher, could be your parents, could be your boss, could be a religious leader, could be the police or the government. And you trusted them, you thought that they would look after you, you thought that they would protect you, and they let you down. Well, that's like the hired hand in our story. He didn't love the sheep, he didn't really care about the sheep. He was just paid to look after them. And as soon as the wolf came along, he wasn't going to put his life in danger. He was off, he ran away, and he just left the wolf to eat the sheep. But Jesus said that He is the good shepherd. He said, "I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father. And I lay down my life for the sheep." Jesus is the good shepherd. He's like the shepherd that was even prepared to die, chasing the wolf away, so that he would protect the sheep. And Jesus loves you. And He did die for you on the cross. He died to take the punishment for your sin and for my sin, so that we could be forgiven, so that we wouldn't need to take the punishment for our own sin in hell, and so that we could go to heaven to be with Him. He loves you, and He wants you in His family. And He wants you to come to Him, to come into His fold, and let Him be your shepherd. He will never leave you. He will never let you down. He will protect you. He will help you. He will look after you. He won't abandon you. He won't run away. He won't leave you alone. He will always protect you and always be with you. Jesus will never let you down. He said, "I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep." So come into His fold, come into His family. Let Him be your shepherd, and He will look after you, He will protect you, and He will take you home to be in heaven with Him forever. Thanks for listening. Join us again next week for something else that Jesus said that He is.